Hello nerdy viewers out there, Scott and Allison back with another school bus conversion video.
We finally got the bus home and started building out our interior. We found some leaks after we started building out our walls.
We also got our refrigerator in, which was a lot less of a hassle than we thought it was going to be.
Please do us a favor and subscribe to our channel below. Now let's get to it!
It was a long drive back to the neighborhood, and lucky for us, it was raining.
When we got back, we decided to add a few more furring strips to the back of the bus, but first we had to shave off some of the insulation.
We did that by using a putty knife and a hammer. It's pretty simple, and then it was off to the depot of homes.
After doing a bit of math, we figured out how many sheets of plywood we needed to cover the walls.
When we got back to the bus, we discovered a leak pooling on the floor.
We had to stop everything, grab some elastomeric sealant, and went to town on the top edge of the sheet metal we added during the roof raise.
It was so cold that day, I thought my fingers were going to fall off.
After we assessed the leak issue, we went back to work on putting up our walls.
We used 1/8" plywood and a brad nailer to attach them to the furring strips.
There were a few hiccups because the metal ledge at the bottom was not straight, and we had to cut everything a little short as to not overlap the windows.
Next, we moved on to adding some insulation above the back door.
We used the metal piece we took down from above the door as a template and cut 2 pieces to fill up the void.
After the insulation was cut and in place, we wanted to fill any additional gaps with some spray insulation.
Don't forget to add some temporary wood in front of your insulation board so the foam doesn't push it out. Then Scott left me for a whole week to go to Las Vegas for work, so I got down and dirty to get the insulation above the driver's area all finished.
After I got back from my work trip, we continued putting up more walls and ran into a tiny issue.
If you are just starting out on your bus conversion, I wish we would have had a little more foresight.
The issue we ran into was the placement of our furring strips. If we would have added more furring strips, or at least put a furring strip at 4 feet from the metal ledge, we would have been golden.
Yep, then we would have had a solid place to connect the next piece of plywood. Instead, we had to add some wood after the fact, and it worked, but it wasn't the best.
Be smarter and plan your furring strips accordingly.
Our next task was to get the fridge in the bus.
We need to get this done now because after we build the bed frame, we wouldn't be able to get the fridge in.
After a little time with our pal Mr. Google, we came up with a simple solution.
First, we used a handcart to put the fridge in the back of Allison's truck.
Next, we slowly tilted the fridge into the back of the bus onto a mattress pad to prevent any damage.
Finally, we grabbed that handcart and rolled the fridge to its final resting place.
Another huge shout out to our friend John for helping us out. Thanks,
John.
John.
We just left Lowe's, even though we hate Lowe's.
Lowe's blows.
Lowe's blows.
Hashtag Lowe's blows.
But we had a gift card that we needed to spend. We bought our ceiling material there. It's 8 foot by 4 foot plywood. It's a textured, like the pulp board that you can get. It's not bad. We'll see how it ends up going.
We hated it the least out of all of the options, and it was the most cost-effective option as well.
Yeah, basically. So this is what we're gonna go with and see if it works. You can kind of see it in the back of the truck there. Oop, there goes all the 2x4s on top. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I hope this stuff works out. I hope it holds up. If any of you out there have any tips or hints about putting up ceiling material, let us know in the comments.
Scott wanted his next refrigerator to have French doors, so we went with a super efficient 16.4 cubic feet hair refrigerator.
It's a bit big, but we're going to be full-timers and wanted a decent-sized refrigerator and freezer.
We spent about $800, so the smart move was to protect our investment. It's bubble wrapping time! Finished up by adding some additional furring strips around the driver's area, and we collaborated on how we wanted to design our cabinets around the driver's area as well.
Our idea is to follow the angle of our stairs, and then at the engine hood we're going to cut over to the driver window. Hopefully it will work out how we envision it, but that's for a later video.
Join us next time as we continue our interior build and clue everybody in on our floor plan.
Don't forget to subscribe and share on your favorite social media platform.
Two nerds.